you need to drive people to the cinemas to watch a movie, and if they can see the same thing in the comfort of their home, uh, what is that one element that really pushes them to go to the cinema? So I think yes, like if I can name my own movies, like I was talking about Wake Up Sid, Rocket Singh, or even a film like Tamasha, maybe those won't remain big cinema films, and maybe when I pick subjects like those, I should release them on certain platforms like the OTT. But when I do a film like, say, Brahmastra, which is a big uh, cinematic experience, then we have to wait for the cinemas. So I think that that shift is happening. I don't know how soon it's going to happen, but I think people are beginning to see it.
I wanted to start with the Ranbir Kapoor clip because it has become largely apparent that this is the future of films on the big screen. What one needs to realize is that movies and the kind of content that audiences are organically connecting to evolves over a period of time. One section of the audience claiming one era to be the best in terms of quality, and the other claiming another era to be representative of pure entertainment. This is not to say that one particular point in films is better than the other, because it is a long drawn battle not worth fighting. But what is becoming apparent is the segregation of films that are meant for the big screen versus those that are meant to be consumed on an OTT platform. I would love a perfect world where the two can coexist with one another and thrive, and this existed just a few years ago, where a movie like Bala or Dream Girl can do exceptional business in the same market where a War and a Saho exists. It's not to say that socially driven mid-budget films cannot do exorbitant business. There will always be anomalies, but the trigger point for the masses to buy a ticket has clearly become if they are guaranteed escapism and larger-than-life cinema, rather than be reminded of the social evils and problems of our country today. Martin Scorsese was heavily criticized for his opinion that superhero movies essentially are theme parks, and how it isn't the cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to another human being. While I may disagree on the latter statement of these movies offering no emotional or human stories, the concept of communal viewing that they guarantee, and a case of fandom of constant hooting and cheering in theaters, most of the film's screenplay are actually designed for the said reactions. Looking at the mammoth success of RRR, owing mostly to the conviction with which SS Rajamouli presents his stories and the hysteria that a franchise like KGF has caused, it is indicative of how the shift is taking place with the Indian audience as well. It's not that only Yash fans are appreciating the celebration of a character like Rocky, but the masses are connecting with the narrative of a bond between a son and a mother presented in an absolutely batshit crazy scale and skill. Prashant Neel had brilliantly stated that one of the biggest problems of creators within the film industry is to take advice from trade experts and analysts within the film industry and not understanding what the audiences want, the exact people that you are catering the film to. Two things are very clear in my head now when I look at the box office results of some of the Hindi films that have come out in 2022. People are fed up of remakes, plain and simple. One, owing to the awareness that has come with the digital age, many people are already privy to the original source material, and no matter what the quality of the remake, owing to simply already experiencing the emotional beats of the film, the masses will not come swarming into the theaters anymore for a film even if it is as good as the Hindi version of Jersey. The performances can be appreciated, but the trade won't lie to you with the fact that people want something exceptionally unique rather than an already proven product. Another aspect that became crystal clear to me was that even dependable stars at the box office like Akshay Kumar cannot be at the helm of affairs of a poorly designed product and expect that people will just celebrate the film because of their presence with the project. I was getting a lot of hate when I tweeted that coming on a Kapil Sharma show will not translate into ticket sales. They assumed that I was criticizing the quality of the show, but actually I was just talking about the fact that what happens on the show doesn't really result in purchases happening on the ground level. But the silver lining maybe is that at least it brings awareness. This made me clearly come to the conclusion that the word of mouth for a film has become the make it or break it moment for any film. There is no way in the current market that a movie will do exceptional numbers if the chatter around social media or WhatsApp groups in general are largely negative. I love the period in which Rajkumar Rao and Ayushmann Khurrana have become household names. It's beautiful to see that with mid-budget, understated and largely subtle films, the audience deeply connected with these India small-town heartland stories. It makes me think about what will be the fate of Ranveer Singh's Jaish Bar Jordar. Is the topic that the movie is focusing on 5 years too late? Will the masses still connect to a story and the treatment they have presumably gotten over? Will the ability of an actor like Ranveer Singh go in vain, as he, like a chameleon, appears to have really invested a lot in this movie? I really don't know. And as most trade experts will tell you, no matter how many years of experience they have had in the film industry, nobody really knows anything. The exceptions to the rule will always exist, but largely the market has become as apparently split in the middle like never before. Guarantee me scale like Gangubai, vision like RRR, or phenomenal treatment like KGF, and I'll definitely buy a ticket. But if movies like Badhaido and Jhund exist, they will largely thrive on an OTT platform where the audience is willing to wait a month. This is the strategy that Hindi cinema anyway is already incorporating, with its heroism and scale with movies like Shamshera, Brahmastra, the YRF Spy Universe, and Adipurush. Rajkumar Hirani has never had a flop in his career, and his collaboration with Shah Rukh Khan in the form of Donkey is another example of how the star really wants his comeback to be as big as ever, ticking off exactly the kind of collaborations he needs in order to bounce back and reclaim his throne as one of the biggest stars globally. The harsh lesson to be learnt is not to be complacent of one star presence and genuinely understand what the audience currently is gravitating towards to come to theatres. If one doesn't listen and understand what audiences are connecting with currently, becoming irrelevant and almost obsolete for the Hindi film industry becomes inevitable. Change is already in the process, so we will have to wait and watch whether they deliver in all fronts with these larger-than-life films in the pipeline. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think about the current market and the consecutive failures within the Hindi film industry. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.